she can start off by giving a little, quick rundown of where she's at and what she's doing.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Reagan. We just got done with our recovery lift this morning, and then we did like a yoga session, or for the people that played a certain amount of minutes, and then the people who didn't get as many minutes had a training today. So we just got done with that. I'm currently in like our weight building. This is my CEO, me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's basically what we did for today, just because we played a big game last night.
Yeah, that game was on TV. My wife and I watched it, so my wife was yelling at the TV, trying to cheer them on to win, but it was a big game, and Stanford, they played against Stanford University, so it was Washington State versus Stanford, so anyway, it's a very high level college soccer environment. How many people did you guys have at that game last night?
Last night? I don't know, last night. It was probably around like 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. Yeah, there was a lot of people there. And a beautiful stadium too. Jason, their stadium, it's for the women's program. They have no men's program, and their stadium is absolutely top class. I mean, I think it might hold like 5,000 or something, but it's just beautiful facility right in the middle of the campus.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's really nice. I love to get up there and see it. So anyway, who has a question for Reagan? I want one of the girls to stand up and shoot a question at Reagan about, how she got to where she is or whatever.
Yes. Yes, Mr. David. Santos Starlets captain.
Okay.
It's Elizabeth Wanjikwamai.
Can you move the video, or stand up a little bit maybe so we can see your face? Or move that down. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
My name is Elizabeth Wanjiku. I'm captain of girls in Santos Hotspurs Academy. Santos Hotspurs Academy, on Outshoot of Kick Hope Alive as a community-based organization, we have come out and realized the neglection of a girl child into sports on our society. That's why we have decided to run a mentoring program on sensitizing the vulnerable urban child. On the Kenya chapter, and it's humbled to have impacted the lives of the young girls in regards to their dreams, which determine their destiny. We teach them on importance of having a mission, a goal, unwavering hope and vision according to Proverbs chapter 29 verse 8. It's the modules which have been synchronized with soccer as a popular sport with millions of fans. We reached to them with the ultimate goal message of children may live a life with a purpose. Our mission on the program is young kids should enjoy themselves while they are young. They should let their hearts lead them and whatever their eyes see. But they may know without proper handled and guided God will account for all these things when he judges everyone. We as Santos Hotspurs Soccer Academy fraternity, we are asking community at large to support on how to care these young queens, because God says in Psalms chapter 127 verse 3, children are gifts from God. They are a reward from him. That's why we say to change the future, let's begin with kids. It's said by Wise that a child is not the sole possession of single individual. They belong to an entire community. Let's unite and spread love to our amazing young generation. Together we can be their voice and advocates for their rights because they truly deserve their best. We as Santos Hotspurs family, we live in the society where girl child never been recognized into sports by their parents. That's why in few years we have been observing early and teenage pregnancies, crime and drugs abuse from young girls because of idleness, peer pressure, lack of knowledge and poverty from their families. As Santos fraternity, we have this to ask you parents. Do we parents have time for our children, and especially girl child? Do we give them ears? Are we there to give them hope, encouragement and help them make informed decisions in life, or we are there to scold them and call them good for nothing. It's sad state of affairs in the country and the world at large, as the number of suicide, teenage pregnancies, drug abuse, every day, every hour is alarming. That's why in Santos, we decided to turn our attention to girl child protection by engaging them into sports, where we look for someone to talk and encourage them. We have launched a campaign through soccer tournament by the name Simama na mtoto msichana okoa maisha ya mwanadada, where we will be offering lessons on life skills and pregnancy, then we will be giving them sanitary pads and towels. We ask you parents to chip in so that we can support these our lovely things. As we still think what we can do more further for the help to the society, we are in talks with football stakeholders like Mathare Youth Association, MISA, Football Kenya Federation, FKF, EDAP, World Health Organization, WHO, and all religious institutes around us for inspiration. We are sure through sports, our society and neighboring will have in future a center where our young ladies will have programs focused on educating them on early teenage pregnancies, practices to prevent infant mortality, and promote postnatal health for themselves. We are also working out to reach government sectors so that we can have in our future a center where our young girls will be attending lessons from qualified educators from government sectors. The main role to enhance this girl child educational center is to provide continuous and comprehensive care to our young girls. It should offer quality health and social services to underprivileged section of the society.
That was very good. That was very good. Jeff, did she write that?
Yes, Mr. David, if I add something, I can see today you have, is it Madam Reagan?
Reagan, yeah.
Reagan, yes.
Yeah, Reagan. So I think what the captain is just trying to say, here in Santos, we have 230 kids, whom number of them are 50. 50 are girls. So here in our society, we live a very big slums that we have some challenges about girl child. As how she has said, we have our girls child have been neglected somehow. So it's so hard to deal with girl child. We have a lot of challenges there. So we at Santos, we have just tried to come up with a solution. How will we support this girl child?
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll tell you,
nice.
that was really powerful. I can't believe Jeff, if you could get her to do that again on video for me so that we could, just put that on our YouTube channel and everything. I mean, that was powerful. I mean, I'm shocked that, she wrote it, writing that herself, or whoever wrote that, that's pretty powerful, but I'm really impressed with what she just said. So our goal, and the reason we have Reagan on here, and the reason that I'm meeting with an agent in London in about 10 days, she's Kenyan, and she works with mostly women players coming out of Africa and trying to move them into Europe in different areas. And so our focus is going to be on kind of reducing the barriers for the girls. And we want to have more and more girls be able to play, and not just allowed to play, but be encouraged to play. Because in the U.S., Reagan can tell you that the girls are probably more encouraged than even the boys to play. I mean, like the girls' side of the game is very, very, mature, and girls, all the girls play, and we love it, and it's just part of our culture, and we want to have that in Kenya as well. We want to help grow that. So that was great. So does anybody have a question for Reagan about what she's doing or how she got there, or maybe even about her parents? I mean, both her parents played. She has this little sister that is a really, really top player too. So there's a lot of good questions there if you guys have any.
So we have a question to Madam Reagan. Yes, my captain here. Yes, your name.
name is Elizabeth Wanjiku. I'm a player in Santos Hotspurs Academy. This question goes to you, Madam Reagan. How did you start?
Well, I started at like a very young age, like I think around 3 years old, just because my parents played. I was around soccer for a really long time, and it was just like something that our family just loved to do and play and watch, and it brought us together. And ever since I was like that young little girl, I just grew to love soccer, and then I just kept asking my parents to keep signing me up, and I got moved around teams a little bit throughout my career, and then I eventually worked my way up to play in the ECNL, which is one of the top leagues here in the U.S. And through that, I've had really good coaches and everything, and which got me where I am today. But I think just like when I'm younger, or when you're around your age, the love for soccer is just really amazing, and you just keep growing from that.
What are the challenges that you have encountered as men that discriminated by males?
A lot of challenges, like there's a lot of talking, like that your players aren't like as technical or as fast or as strong, and it's just like the outside world looking in on women's sports and women's soccer. And that's something that I face personally, is that there's just a lot. You have to kind of like work extra hard to get like a good grasp of what it is to girl soccer player.
What is your main mode which made you continue with your talent?
Sorry, could you say it again?
What is your main mode which made you continue with your talent?
What made me continue? I think let me think. Continue. I think I just really fell in love with it, and I had fun playing, and it was like out for me to get away from like school or family or friends, and I could just focus on soccer and just like disconnect from the outside world and just play.
How has soccer helped you to achieve your dreams?
Soccer really helped me because like right now this is like a step to my dream, because I want to go play professional after my college career. So the steps are really just, you just have to like work hard and really want it. It doesn't matter whether you're necessarily the best. You just have to love the sport and be really committed to it if you wanna get to where you wanna be right now.
Okay. So, Madam Reagan, if I can ask, so I think there is some parents who are watching this. So, what can you tell them about releasing these kids so that we can engage them even in sports, this girl child?
Sorry, could you repeat the middle part? Sorry, I just cut out.
Sorry?
I think I'll try to repeat it. I think what he was saying was like, what can you say to the parents? Because like in their culture, it's harder for them to kind of release the girls and let them play, because there's challenges around that, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, maybe what's the end product, you know what I mean? Like it's, for these girls to let them go out there and play, because there it's not as normal as the US,
Yeah. I think it would be good to just go out and like get with your friends. Like it doesn't have to be like a big game or anything. And you're like, as parents, I feel like if you find like a small safe group that the parents are comfortable with their kids being in, like it doesn't have to be big, because you can play like a soccer game with like 6 people, and then you could have just like little kick arounds or things like in that small safe group that maybe your parents are comfortable with, and with kids, other parents that they know, because like you don't need a lot to get a game going or just get some touches on.
Were your parents supporting you in what you are doing?
Yes, my parents were very supportive, which I'm very lucky because a lot of kids have the support that I had. And I think that's just what made the process a little easier for me because I didn't have the extra obstacles to overcome because I had that extra support.
Good question.
Yeah,
Very good
these are
question.
very good.
So we're really excited we can see. Yeah, the academy. So we were asking of the girls, and so currently to play with the boys, because they don't have enough numbers. You know what I mean? To make it, to fill out a full roster. And so we said that that's one of our goals is to help them, gather more girls so that they can play together. And so one of the things that Reagan said was, as a small group for the parents, you can always get maybe 3 and 3, right? Like of just girls and let them play, amongst the girls, because I think there's a lot of value there in playing with the girls. So I mean, playing with the boys is always great, but just getting to play with girls is, I think, a little bit better. So, but anyway, who's next? Anybody else? Jason, do you have any questions for Reagan? Jason's got some good
question. Hello, how are you? You well? Hi. Reagan, you well?
Ngoja kwanza.
Yeah.
Reagan, he was talking to you, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you good?
She was on mute.
Yeah.
Good. No. So, your next challenges in your next your career, moving forward from what you're doing now, how are you going to achieve your goal of being a professional footballer? What's your pathway to success? How are you going to achieve that?
Right. Yeah. Right now, as a freshman, I'm getting a lot of good playing time, especially in these big games like last night because we just started our conference play. And then I think if I just continue to keep working hard and putting in effort, like in practices, and then staying consistent in games throughout my college career throughout all 4 years, maybe a little less if I decide to, or I can go into get drafted a little earlier than that. I think just continuing a consistency of hard work and effort and playing could really help me on that path to being a professional.
Okay, great. I've got one more question that will relate to Santos. So we spoke about the girls' game and about their development. So would you say, to be in agreement with me, would you say that them playing with the same ability players is going to improve them moving forwards rather than playing with players that are maybe more advanced or less advanced with them? So whether it is boys or girls, as long as they're with the same level player, would you be in agreement that that's going to improve them as players, for their future development?
Yeah, I would agree. I think no matter whether you're a boy or a girl, that it's just like the level, like whether you want to match yourself at the same level as you, or if you want to challenge yourself, play against someone who's a little more advanced than you. I think it just depends what you want. But I feel like when you surround yourself with people like the same skill level or a little more advanced, then your play will definitely get better.
It keeps you involved in the game. Sometimes if you're playing with players a little bit too advanced, you're not really involved. You're kind of on the outskirts of the play, right? Yeah,
you kind of want to like even it out a little bit.
Yeah, you want to get involved. You want to have everyone knocking the ball around you, So that's funny. So Santos, someone raised their hand. So did someone else have a question?
Yes.
How do you intend to empower girls, especially in Africa and sub-Saharan countries, to achieve their dreams in soccer?
I just think I want to like inspire others, and hopefully if my platform grows as a college athlete, then I could start reaching out and teaching about like what life is like in America and how us in America can reach out and help you guys get the development you need in soccer and create more outlets that you guys, that especially girls soccer players, can play and feel safe and get out. And I think just if we can reach out and make you guys these safe spaces, that like word will travel and it will start to spread and start a really good cause.
So guys, one thing that we are doing, and we're talking to Reagan about, and so we're not putting it on the spot here at all, but like we have something called Footballer Life Stories, which is basically just like, people, just making a minute or two video. It might be once a week, it might be twice a week or whatever, but just saying like what they're going through, challenges, good things, bad things. And so, we have John Kelwish, who was on here. He's a Premier League player in Kenya. Reagan, he was on, and he's the one, I don't know if you've seen, but he puts up some videos sometimes, and we have a Brazil that's but he can't say anything until he's signed. So he's going to start doing that, and so I think that might be a value. Do you think that would be good for you? Every once in a while, Reagan put a little video update and you can see like what she's doing or maybe what happened that week. I mean, that might be good to keep you guys, bring you along with her story and, and teach you, maybe motivate them, inspire them to get to, where they want to go. So I think that's something that we're working on, but we want to do that more and more. But we also want to hear from the Kenyan players too, Reagan, what their challenges are, because like there's challenges like, John put up a video on our Instagram, or we put it up that he posted on Football Life. And so he said, and this is kind of sad, but he said that there's people that don't play soccer in Nairobi and Kenya because they're worried if they get injured that they don't have the money to pay for the care. Like if you turn your ankle or break your foot or something, you can't, there's no going to the hospital, right, and getting it fixed. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of a sad thing that we don't really think about, right? I mean, and so anyway, there's things there that, we want to hear what they're going through so that, we can understand, their perspective, right? So,
yeah.
So, Reagan, if you need to jump off at any time too, it's okay. Don't worry. I mean, this has been
I'm
great.
good. I'm free for.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Don't think that we don't want to keep you all day. But so, who else has a question? I mean, this is a good opportunity. You've had great questions too, by the way.
I have a question.
Like really good questions. So Jeff, real quick before we go too far,
I have a
if
question.
you can have your captain, I can't even remember what her name was. If she could tell that story and on video for us, so that we can get that out. I mean, I think that's important to tell that story. But it's like if we can get that up on our social media, and I can put that on our YouTube channel, because I want people to hear that.
Okay.
So really well said, I think. And so these are things that people need to hear, and people need to see, from your perspective, how we can help. So.
Okay. So mine, it will go back to Madam Reagan. So how is is your intake for this campaign that you are running against a girl child? We have a campaign that simama na msichana okoa mwanadada, which says stand with the girl child, then save a lady. How do you see that campaign is? So we want to walk all the way in our slums around us. When we pass that message, how can you tell us? Because we are going to choose you as to be one of our ambassadors.
I'm not sure what the question was, Jeff, but I mean, that's really, amazing that you would want her to be one of your ambassadors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, why we brought her on, is to kind of inspire the girls, like that's our whole, point of this. And so I'm just jumping in for Reagan to answer this one real quick. But, the one thing we've talked about is using Football Life as a way to maybe Reagan or one of these people in the US or in England or whatever, they kind of adopt a team or an academy and just kind of keep up with them. You know what I mean? It's almost like we used to have it as like I don't know, you'd write letters, right? Like across the world to different people, 20, 30, 40 years ago, that was like really popular. But, maybe we get to the point where we have people like Reagan that can inspire the girls and the boys at Santos Academy and just kind of keep up with you guys, you know, and just you know, just make it a friendship, right? So anyway, that's what we're thinking. But is that what you were talking about, Jeff?
Yes, yes.
So, okay, good. Well, I think that's something we want to do for sure. So just so you know, Reagan is, you know, just kind of jumping into this, Jeff. So she's not necessarily part of Football Our Life. She's just like coming on to kind of answer your questions and all that. And so we'll see what happens in the future, but we'd love to have, you know, to have her help us in terms of, you know, just getting these stories out and inspiring kids around the world that want to follow her path. So, and I will, just so you know, I've already asked her dad to come on. Her dad is busy today, but her dad was a top player in the United States, one of the best when he was playing in the top league, and and her mother was also a top player that played in college. So she has quite an advantage in the fact that she has two parents that were, you know, very good playing in the game that she's playing. You know, so they've been good about supporting her. But we're going to try to get her dad on in the next couple of weeks so he can talk to you guys as well. Another question?
Reagan, you got some good genes there.
I know. Yeah, exactly. And her sister, Marin, her little sister, who is what, 14? Reagan? Is
Yeah.
she 14? She's a freshman in high school here, and she locally. And maybe I'll try to get some video of her and show you guys. She's quite a player. You
Yeah,
know,
she's
so
great.
she's a really, really good player. You know, so we like to go watch her play locally here, but she's definitely being watched on a national scale as well. So who knows? We're excited to see what happens with her as well. So another question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
This question goes to you, Madam Reagan. Do you have plans for girls in your country? If so, what role have you played in their lives to achieve their dreams in soccer?
In the summertime, I coach at this camp called XR, and I work with the younger kids. And my main goal is not really to teach them like how to, like I'll teach them how to like correctly pass the ball and shoot and like things like that. But my main goal is really just to get them like passionate about wanting to play soccer and get them to have fun and be like engaged in the sport, because like that's the reason why they're there. They want to have fun in soccer. And in those groups, I kind of wish more parents would sign up little girls, because there's always more boys that are more in, like their parents sign them up for soccer, and there's always a few girls, but the girls are always so much more into actually playing and they want to do well. And it's just really exciting to see the little girls in those camps like be excited to play soccer, even if it's against some boys that are bigger or whatever than them.
If we do a tour of Africa too in the future, we'll definitely have Reagan with us. And
Oh,
Jason,
yes.
and we'll have her coach all the girls, okay? That'll be a lot of fun. So
Yes,
that would
yes.
be
Yes.
great. So any other questions?
Yes. Irene.
Hi, Mr. David.
Hello, Irene.
Hi. Hi, Miss Reagan.
Hi.
I'm Irene. Hi. Hi, Johnson.
Jason.
He's on mute.
Okay.
Hello.
Then I have a question for you. How have you been able to balance your study, work, and soccer?
For me?
Yes, you.
Okay. Here we have a lot of good resources that help me balance my school, study, soccer. We like here in college in the U.S., we can't necessarily have a job outside of our sport, at least not in season, because right now we're really busy playing and traveling and practicing and things like that. But I would say balancing my schedule, I write everything down so I know what's going on throughout my day and what I need to get done and when's training and when do we have games, so I can plan out my day. Because my classes are kind of spread out throughout the week. So I have 2 classes a day, but they have a lot of homework at them, so I have to get that done outside of soccer and the actual classes I have. So I have to put time aside just to do my homework and my studies like that. But I think once you manage like a schedule or like how to set time aside to get your study done while you can practice, it's really helpful if you can just like see it in a list and actually prioritize school over soccer sometimes and get it done.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So, guys, so the school that she's going to is a very high-level school. It's very difficult, and so, it's challenging to balance the school and the all the games and trainings and travel. They do a lot of traveling too, so they're flying all over the country, on top of school. So it's definitely a challenge, and that's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so Captain. So it's okay.
It's a plea to Madam Reagan. As
Yes.
students, we normally experience challenges during our tournaments while going for matches because we don't have proper transport. Our humble request if you can facilitate our transportation when going for tournaments.
Like a recommendation?
Yes.
For tournaments, do you guys normally travel together when they're away? Like as a team? Or as a group? Yeah. What do you guys normally take? Like, what is your normal transportation when you can't have it?
Do you guys go are you guys on are you guys on a van together,
yeah.
or do you guys all go separately?
We don't have any transport. We hire.
Any at all?
Hire, yeah, we hire.
Yeah, so they're asking about support for that, and that's something that Football Life is will work on for sure. That's not something Reagan can necessarily do, but that's something that we can do as a community. We're building this global football community, and so that's part of what we're doing. We have a foundation, just so you know, and we're just creating that. And so we're actually talking to some big clubs in Europe and also big companies and foundations in the U.S. on how we can help with that. And so I know we've talked about this before, but part of it is, getting you guys cameras so that, Reagan, we want one of the things that they don't, one of the things that they struggle with, Reagan, is actually getting it on video, what they're doing there.
Yeah.
And so we're going to try to partner with a video camera company, so that we can get cameras out there, not just in Africa, but Brazil. There's other places too. But then also what we want to do is work with a telecom company to get you guys some hotspot data, right? So that when you upload it, you don't have to pay for it, right? And so, because I know it can be really expensive. And so that's one of the things we want to do for the different academies is find someone that can, help with that funding so that we can get you the video camera support, and then also the secondary piece, which is actually uploading it so people can see it. So, Peter, did you have a question?
Yes, I have a question.
You're on mute, Peter. You're on mute.
I'm on mute.
I think. So Reagan, Peter is in charge of another academy in Nairobi.
Okay.
Nairobi's a big city, and so they have a lot of kids there playing, and he has his own. Peter, you're on mute still, I think, if you're going to say something.
How about now?
Okay, there you go. One more time. You're on mute again. You had it off for a second. There it goes. Perfect.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's still the sound's not working, Peter. I don't know why. It was working earlier.
Good?
We were talking to Peter before Reagan got on. I don't know. It's not working now.
On now? Can you
It's
hear
too
me?
bad. So, message me, Peter. If you have a question for Reagan, message me and I'll ask it to her.
Okay.
So, anyway, anybody else like Simon? So I don't know. You didn't hear everything before. Simon just jumped on. He's kind of a benefactor for the Santos Academy. He helps like on Sundays. He gets together with the kids and talks about like life skills and things outside of the game, right, to help the kids because some of the kids are orphans. They don't all have parents that are looking after them. And they don't all have the resources obviously that they need. And so he's helping with that. But Reagan, just so you know, Simon, you missed out a little bit earlier, but she won Player of the Year in the country, voted Player of the Year in the country for her age group at U17, and that's a lot of kids, right, in the U.S. And the players in the U.S. are very talented too. And so her team won the national championship for the whole country, and now she's playing in the Pac-12, which is probably the best conference for women's soccer in the U.S. And last night they played against Stanford, who is number 2 in the country, and I think her team is ranked in the top 20 also. And so we watched them on TV, my wife and I. So it's pretty fun to see. They have a big stadium only for women to see now, guys. Let's think about that. Simon, they have a big stadium, a beautiful stadium, only for women, for the women's game. I mean, it's unheard of, right, for most places in the world. Even in Europe, right? In Europe, they don't have, like, Jason, they wouldn't have a women's stadium, right, that was just for the women, typically, in England, right? Jason, you're on mute.
Outside of the top like 8 or 12 in Europe, no, you're right.
So it's pretty amazing to see like some of the facilities that we have in the U.S. And it's because we want the girls to get to play. We want them not only to, here we want them to be encouraged to play, not just allowed to play. I think that's the difference, Reagan, is that like in Kenya and in Africa, like the girls are allowed to play, but they're not encouraged to play. And so that's what we want to help with. And so anyway, well, I think Reagan probably has a lot to do today, and so we don't want to keep her too long, but maybe we can get her back another time.
I would love to come back.
And so, and then, maybe we can get Reagan to give you guys some videos every once in a while just to tell you what she's doing and all that, and we'll try to keep you guys in touch. So, but any last question? I'm going to let her go because I know she's got a really busy schedule. Any last questions? I'll try to get you guys some videos of her playing too. Reagan, maybe we can upload some onto Football Life, just some like highlights or whatever, and so it's like so they can see. But we'll try to get you guys. I'll try to send you guys some videos so you can see her playing. Okay, is that a deal?
Deal.
The girls there too. Like, so I want you to be able to see her play and see some highlights and everything on TV. I actually was gonna take some video, Reagan, last night, like because we were watching it on our TV, and I was like, I was gonna try to capture some pictures or whatever when you're on TV, but I didn't get a good one, So I was gonna show them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and maybe one time we can get Marin on too. Her sister is like really, really top player as well, and so it'd be fun to kind of talk to her because she's 14, so she's closer in age to some of the girls there. So anyway, Jeff, last question, and then we'll let her go.
I think I can give to Patron Simon. I'm seeing Patron.
Yes.
Simon, you have a question?
Thank you so much. Mine is not a question, but just to first of all, I'm sorry I checked in late and I had a few things here and there, but then it's very exciting to see everyone here, especially Reagan. This is very encouraging. It's very encouraging to our little ones, little girls, and I'm sure they're so motivated tonight to see you and to hear your success story. That is very inspirational. We are looking forward to catch up with all that has been achieved from your end. And we believe by you coming on board, you'll be very inspirational, very motivational, and we look forward to every other support that can come from your end. We want to be such wonderful academy, and we know with such helping hands, we know it will be possible. We are so happy already. We can see such a bright future for our girls. We are extremely happy about this. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. I'm really looking forward to it.
You know, one thing we'll try to organize for you guys at Santos is I'll try to see if we can buy a shirt. I don't know if do they have shirts that you can buy, like your actually the shirt that you guys wear on the field. Can you buy those, Reagan? Like, can people buy those or no? Probably not, right?
Like
You know,
of mine?
Yeah, like one with Kotschau on the back or
Yeah.
whatever. Can we
I would
buy
have
those?
Yeah, I would have to. I just have to set something up, but then, yeah, I could.
Maybe we'll buy one, like, and then we'll like have her sign it. We'll send it to you guys. That would be cool, right? So you guys would have a shirt of hers that you could have at the academy. Would that be good?
That'll be great. That'll be good.
Yeah, you guys could put it in like
Yeah,
a
I
little.
could work something out.
Yeah, you guys could put it in like a little like a I don't know what they have there, but like a frame or something, and put it up at you know, wherever you guys want, you know, and maybe a little bit inspiration for the girls. That might be fun.
Yes, it will be fun. Saturday, right?
Okay, good. So
Yeah,
I'll try to organize that. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Well, then we'll try to do that for sure. So, well, Reagan, we appreciate you coming on and talking to the kids.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me join.
No problem. And we will, like I said, we'll try to follow along, and I'll get some videos up of her so you guys can see her playing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. See you, Reagan. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Guys.
Good job last night.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya. So guys, like, that's for everyone. That's a really inspirational story. It's not just for you, but for inside of the U.S. You know, like, that's very inspirational for kids in the U.S. too. I mean, she's very highly regarded in the U.S. as one of the best players, and so she's well known around the U.S. And so it's great to have her come on and talk to you guys, and it inspires me too. I mean, to see someone, she's a very hardworking kid. You know, she's going to school full time and traveling around the country, you know, like playing games. And so it's a lot of work, and it's like they had a game late last night, and then they had to get up early this morning to do a lift and a recovery session. And now she probably has to go do studying for school, you know, so it's pretty intense program there. So, but if you guys want to follow along, she's at Washington State. And I'll send you guys all that information so that you guys have it, so that you can see what she's doing. But they put things up about her a lot on their social media, so you can follow along. So,
okay.
All right. Well, that was good. That was great. I mean, it's great to have people like that. It's great to have Jason. I mean, to have Jason showing up, guys, every Saturday like this is a big, you know, it's a commitment for him, you know, and we appreciate that. And he's doing that because he cares, you know. So hopefully next week actually 2 weeks from today, I'll be in London. So potentially maybe I'll take a video of Jason and I, or some pictures, and send them over. We'll be in the same room maybe, and maybe even, who knows, go see a game together or something. So, all right, guys. Well, it was great crowd too. I mean, you guys have, how many people do you guys think you guys have there, Jeff, in that room?
I have around 30.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes. So,
fun, right?
Yes, so I can say this. Maina, I will appreciate you. Also, I will appreciate Mr. Maina. This platform, it has made us to be great somehow. As you see, even tomorrow I'm traveling. It's around 600 kilometers away from Nairobi, where we are now. And I'll be going to, I have been invited to go and see how we can support this girl's child. So we were last time we were dealing with boys. So there are some schools that have invited me to go and look for scholarships to these our ladies who are in class 8s who are candidates now. So I can appreciate it's through that Football for Life forums that has made this to happen.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, you guys need to thank Peter because all of this is happening because of Peter. So everything in Kenya that's going on with Football Life is because of Peter. So you guys got to thank him because he's really like helped grow the platform, and we want to continue to grow. And so we're talking to some big clubs in England right now. I don't want to really say who they are because it's probably not right to say, but we're talking to some really big clubs in England and some big agencies around the world. And so it's exciting, and we're doing that for you guys. We want to help build this community so that we can add value, right? And make it a supportive environment to where football players want to go worldwide. But you guys now know Reagan Kotschau. She's a famous player in the U.S. Now you guys know her, right? And so we want her to meet other kids in the other parts of the world, right? And we want you to meet kids in Spain or in England or whatever, so that we can make it a tighter community, right? And support everyone. Okay.
Okay.
And then, like I said, thank Peter for that because he's the one that's done that, has brought you guys along here. And so, Jeff, the one thing I need you to do, send me more profiles. We'll get them all put up there. Okay. We want to have as many kids to have profiles as we can. Pretty soon we're going to have a badge. Let me show you guys real quick before we go. So everyone that's on the platform by the end of the year, and maybe a couple months later, but I think it's going to be through the end of the year, we're going to put this little badge on your profile.
Okay.
So everyone's going to have this badge that says founding member. So you'll be founding members of Football to Life, the community. So we're going to come up with a lot of lists of benefits that you get for having that badge. And then once that's over and we don't give that badge anymore, people aren't going to get that badge. So like in 3 or 4 years, they're going to look back and say, oh man, they have a founding member badge. They get this and this and this and all these benefits that I don't get, right? Because we were here early, and so it's like we want everyone to create profiles so that we can give you that badge. And then we can track that you were an early adopter on the Football Life platform. And then maybe down the road, you'll be getting things that other people just won't get because you were one of the ones that helped us early. So we're going to be putting that badge on in the next week. So you got to tell people that to create their profiles so they can get that badge. Okay?
Okay.
So anyway, but it's exciting things. Like I said, we have some meetings. I'm going to be going to the Fulham game in London in 2 weeks and meeting with the director there of the club. And the owner of Fulham owns the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL, and they're going to be in London playing the NFL. So anyway, we're talking to some people that have potential to invest and help us grow and help you guys more. Okay.
Okay.
And also Jason too is helping. He's been helping from the very absolute beginning of this. So it's like Jason is a crucial part of what we're doing, and so we appreciate what he does as well. So anyway, well, Simon, let's stay in touch. If you need something, let me know. Okay, you just got to message me. Okay.
Yeah, that's well noted, David. I will certainly keep in touch, and thank you so much for bringing these valuable guests to us. And
No
Peter, Reagan, Jason, much appreciated. Thank you so much. You're doing great, and we feel so supported. And the future is great for this community. We are so happy for you, David.
All right, guys, have a good week, okay? And we'll be in touch, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Bye. Hey, Jason, why don't you stay on for a second again, if you have 1 second. We'll talk about my trip, see what we can do. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jeff. Bye, everyone. Bye, Irene. Good to see you again. See you, Simon. So I'm going to be, I don't know what you think you have availability for, Jason. We're just talking about my trip. You guys don't need to stay on. We're just talking about my travels to London, with Jason.
Okay.
See you, Simon.
Very well. See you. Very well. Okay.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
So I'm gonna be there. Like, I'm hoping to be in London. Like, I don't know, on the train. Like, I don't know. It takes 2.5 hours, so maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest, at this point, like with meetings and stuff. But I'm happy to jump on a train, you know, up to where you guys are. I actually love it up. You know, so it's like I could go on a train to Cambridge and we could just hang out Friday night or something, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Sure.
you know, I'm staying in like Fulham area.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so it shouldn't be too bad in terms of getting to where you are.
Yeah. No, it
So
won't be too bad. But
yeah, so
about an hour away.
yeah, so we'll just so if we decide to do something, then I'll just jump on a train like right away, and I'll just go. I'll just put my stuff in my hotel, and then I'll just go, you know, up and hang out with you guys. Or if you know, there's a chance, like I'm getting the ticket for Fulham game from this guy. His name is Dave Daly. He's like one of the directors of Fulham.
Yeah.
And he's getting me a ticket, and then he's getting one for Lindy, who is the agent.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she's going to be there. She might be in Sweden or something. So there's a chance that I'll have an extra ticket, and they'll probably be really good tickets. You know, if you might want to go with me to the Fulham Sheffield United game on Saturday. And and the thing is, the NFL Jacksonville Jaguars are in town playing that Sunday.
Okay.
And so he said that it's hard to get like the VIP seats for Fulham game because all the NFL guys are there.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like all the executives, right, are all there, so they're all going to the game. So he said it's like a really strange time where like usually we could go right into hospitality and get set up, but he said he doesn't know because there's so many people in town.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
You know, but we'll get at least tickets, right? So that'll be fun.
We'll sort something out. Definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, but I'll let you know about that too. It was good to have Reagan on. She's a really good kid and really good player. I've been trying to get her. I think she needs to go to Europe. I told her that. They've always thought that like the U.S. is the best place for development. You know, if she wants to be a pro. But I think they're realizing that actually it might be better to go to like Germany or England, you know, or go to one of the big clubs, you know.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know the level of coaching in America, sort of where she's at, but it's a pretty high standard here. So she's probably going to get more development here. And the women's game here has grown, 10, 20-fold in the last couple of years. So,
I was thinking I should get her to train at like Manchester City or Chelsea or Tottenham or some big club out there. You know what I mean? Because she's really good. Like she's probably will end up on the U.S. national team. I'm guessing. Yeah. When she gets a little older. And so it's like she's I think 18, just turned 18. But anyway, she's a really good player. So it'd be nice to get her out there. And her little sister too. Her little sister might go directly professional. She's 14, but she might be good for 16.
Yeah, when does she? Do you know when she turns 15?
She turns 15 probably in maybe 6 months or something like that.
All right, so yeah, she's a U15 then this year.
Yeah, I could get your exact date.
That's all right.
But it's but it'd be good to get her out to England. I think you know what I mean, and train. It'd be fun to get her.
Yeah,
out
I guess if they come together, then they can kill two birds with one stone, can't they? And they can go to the same club, train, and
can be so maybe we can set that. Maybe we can set that up. That'd be fun. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But So anyway, all right, man. Well, I will be in touch. And thanks for coming on.
No worries. I've got a big game tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock.
Oh, with your boys?
Well, my daughter's got a match in Ipswich. My boy's got a match in a town called Hawley, and I've got a match at Colford. So if all three of us got matches tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm not playing. I'm coaching.
I was like, what? That's funny.
No. I'm coaching.
How that goes. That's exciting, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of pressure, though.
Yeah. Well, transportation and trying to get 3 people to 3 different places at the same time. It's not easy, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the weather's not too bad here. You know, we get into. You're going to be here just before. What date is it again? Oh yeah, So you're going to get over here when the clocks change. So
6th, October 6th, I think.
Yeah. So the clocks go back here. So it'll be dark quite early in the evenings here. So like go back like a month ago. Yeah, it was dark at 9. Yeah, 9:30, 10. Like when you come over, it'll be dark at like 7 in the evening.
Okay.
So,
right.
But the weather starts turning after that sort of period of time a little bit.
Right.
But no.
Well,
good.
Jason, if you have any ideas on the founding member, you know, like we're thinking about like just having a way to like, you know, these big clubs we're talking to, we want to help them drag kids into our funnel, you know, so we can capture a huge database of kids, you know, and then eventually like doing some of those little technique things that we did, you know, that you and I worked on, like really simple stuff. And so, but we want to have a founding member situation so that people will have a reason to jump on now. But we want to give them something that's like really exciting, you know what I mean? That could like make their profile valuable in the future, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they might be like, you know, almost, you know, like give them, you know, like a percentage off the store for life, and then, you know, something else, like you know, a number of things, right? So they'll want to jump on. So thinking about that, you know, what that might be.
Yeah. Is there any update on the performance stuff or not?
You're talking about like the stuff that we had worked on before?
Yeah.
So I mean, we're like, so
background.
we're gonna, yeah. I mean, that's like we were just talking about like what the next thing to do, because we don't have a bunch of resources, you know. So we can only do what we can do. So right now they're working on fixing the notifications, like getting into a different technology that like when you message, it'll be like real fast, just like WhatsApp or whatever. And then it'll like message you or give you a notification on your phone when I message you on there, like, you know, and all that. So we're working on that. And then they think the next thing to do, we should build a marketplace, which would be simple, but it'll just be like hoodies and things to start. But then it'll show other brands that they could come on, you know. And so, you know, what we should do is come up with founding member stuff for clubs too. You know, like for Burrytown, right? You know, like they could be like a founding member club, right? And like, and so like maybe in the future, if we become really big, you know, they'll be like so happy. They're like, oh, we're a founding member. We get this, right? Like no one else gets that, right? Like, and so, you know, it's like our content gets right to the top because, you know, we're a founding member. We have that badge, you know, so it like we get in front of everybody, you know? Yeah. Like, so anyway, that's what I'm thinking about. We just got to figure that out.
The notifications are really, really important. I've said that
for
a while.
Yeah, the engagement is what's much better,
You can't push it to mass market yet until that's sorted, really, can you?
Yeah, no, until it's working, So anyway, all right, man. Well, thanks a lot. Like I said, that was good. I mean, it's great to have Reagan on. Like her dad, I want you to meet her dad. He's a great guy. He's like knows lots of people in the U.S. But he's also a great guy, and he played like a brief time for the U.S. national team, but he played in the MLS for about, I think 10 years. So.
Okay. Well,
all right, guys.
We'll arrange that Friday meet up as soon as you get sort of land in London. We'll meet up, and then we'll chill out the rest of the weekend and see how we get on.
McCain's got top of the table clash tonight.
Okay.
Number 1 and number 2 here. He's not going to play. He's not going to play. Like they have no injuries. All 24 on the squad are available.
Okay.
You know, it's just difficult. You know, it's like it's like the other day 4 guys came back. You know, like he was going to be on the roster, but it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like he said, he was by far the best in training. Like he played so well, he was like 100% sure he was going to be on the roster. And these 4 guys were back, and he didn't go. You know, and so I said, you know, it's all right. You know, it's like, you know, he'll be in the off season. He's going to go play with some really good players and train in the off season. You know, and continue to get stronger and everything. But I think it's good. He's doing well. He's gotten a lot better.
No, he's, the players he's training with, it's his own development. That's going to push him on, even though he's not playing in the matches as much as he wants to. Just playing with some of those top players, that's gonna bring him on.
They're just strong. Like they're stronger. They're big, strong guys. And so tonight's going to be a big match. It's number 1 versus number 2. The top 2 in the table in our place, and so. Anyway, it'll be.
You going to that?
What?
You going?
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, okay. So it should be good. It should be a big crowd and everything. And so,
how long that kicks off? Is it 4 hours? Is it, or is it?
Yeah, it's not. It's not till. It's 5 hours and 45 minutes from now. So I'll let you know how it goes. But anyway, it's North Carolina. It's NCFC, and they're actually moving up to the league above us next year. Because they used to be in that league and they had to move down for financial reasons, and now they're back. But that's where like Chelsea trained,